Welcome to the 10th part of the best Dominion cards list. We're still in the list of the cards costing 4, now ranks 22 to 12. Rank 22, Death card, Dark Ages. After all the cards close together, we're making now a jump of nearly 6 percentage points, and there's the third best Dark Ages card in this list. Of course, it has still high deviation. It was voted 8 times above 80% and would be 1 rank higher in the unweighted ranking. A Terminal 5 is very powerful, and even with the possibility of a one-shot, it's often a more powerful version of Feast. When you buy it, you gain 2 runes, but often that's no real disadvantage because there are great targets for Death card. Death card is therefore also a good defense against Marauder or Cultist. Death card loves plus buy because that helps picking up cheap targets for Death card, like Vagrant for example, and mitigates the effect of overpaying by a lot when you get 5 coins. In engine that draw most of the deck and has plus buy, it can serve a similar function to Baron, so you don't need that much golds. Rank 21, Gardens from the base set. Alternative victory cards are really hard to rank, so this time Gardens is 5 ranks lower with a small lead over Death card of 0.3 percentage points. The deviation is now way lower, as it has no big outliers and has only 1 vote below 30%. In the unweighted ranking it would be below Death card. Gardens is another card from the base set, introduced us to alternative victory cards. The Gardens Rush is still a very good strategy on many boards, and there are a lot of supporting cards for it. Gardens is on non-trashing boards easily worth a duchy and can be worth even more. The Ironworks Gardens Rush is well known and one of the best existing combos. Gardens gets even better in cursing games or other slogs where 3-piling gets faster and it's generally harder to get to 8 coins. But you could even transition out of an engine to Gardens. So Gardens is interesting basically on every board and is only weak in big money. Rank 20 Horse Traders from Cornucopia. Horse Traders has a tiny lead over Gardens of 0.1 percentage point and is on the same rank as last year. But it has way more points than last year, as it is 4 percentage points better. The deviation is nearly the same, and it has only 3 votes below 30%. In the unweighted ranking it would be even 2 ranks higher. Horse Traders is one of the few reaction cards that is useful on many boards. Yes, it's still situational, but the situations occur very often. It's great against discarding attacks, restoring the hand size, especially against minion for a hand of 6 cards. Especially with weak attacks this card is good, because the benefit from Horse Traders is bigger for the opponent than the benefit for yourself playing a weak attack. But the action part is very useful too. It's useful in decks full of green cards and curses, so it's a good supporting card for Gardens or Silk Road Rushes or buying Dukes. And it's a good addition to Hunting Party, a good starter for getting 5 coins early or early Grand Markets and so on. Many possibilities. Still, as it's a reaction card, it's very situational and skippable when there are stronger terminals on the board. Rank 19 Envoi, a promo card. Envoi is 5 ranks worse than last time, but what's even more striking is its huge drop in consensus. In the unweighted ranking it would be even 1 rank lower. Envoi is one of the big money cards. In a deck full of silver and an Envoi in hand, you're almost guaranteed a province. In an Envoi big money deck you don't necessarily need gold, as it will get discarded from your opponent either way. Smithy draws 3 cards, of course this is stronger in big money games for drawing 4 cards. In engine games this is usually worse, as your opponent will discard your key card. But if you have a deck with a density of high quality, Envoi can be a very good addition too, as you may draw the discarded card later again if you can draw your whole deck. Rank 18 Smithy from the base set. Smithy lost a little bit of points too on 1 rank. It's this time above Envoi, but it was close only a difference of 0.2 percentage points. It was voted below 30% only 5 times. In the unweighted ranking it would be 1 rank lower. This is maybe the simplest card when you're learning Dominion. It has so few text but is yet very powerful. It introduced us to the card drawing mechanism, the key card for big money and engines. The base set, Double Smithy, was still good, but the value dropped down. Big Money Smithy is still the way to go on many boards, and if you need a card draw for a good working engine, Smithy is still a good pick. Rank 17, Workers' Village, from Prosperity. Workers' Village is 1 rank higher than last time, as it has some really high votes. It was even voted first and second. Also it has only 3 votes below 30%. In the unweighted ranking it would be 1 rank higher. If you're building an engine, you need villages, draw, money and buys. Fishing Village is good because it is reliable and gives you money. Workers' Village gives you the additional buy. You have it included in your village, so you don't need a separate card for that. So this is the best out of the 6 villages in this list, because most of the times when this is available, an engine is possible. It's also great picking up additional peddlers and masses, and with goons where you need as many buys as you can get. But when you need just a simple village and don't plan to get more than 8 or 11 coins respectively, other villages for 4 coins are probably better. Workers' Village Ambassador is the 78 best opening. Rank 16, Silk Road from Hinterlands. Silk Road is again better than Gardens, but lost 1 rank too and a little bit of points. Its previously high deviation is now better, but still high. It has a lead over Workers' Village of only 0.5 percentage points, and in the unweighted ranking it would be below it. Silk Road often plays similar to Gardens. You can rush them with support of Workshop, Ironworks and or additional buys for double estates in the endgame. Baron and Crossroads are great supporting cards, but Silk Road can work in slogs too. While it's mostly easier to make Gardens for 3 points than Silk Roads in non-rushing games, it's much easier to get Silk Roads to 5 victory points, for example, than Gardens, so it scales much better. Silk Road is especially great with a board with dual type victory cards like Island, Nobles, Great Halls or Harem. With Dark Ages, Silk Road loses a bit of power now, because only one of the shelters is a victory card. Rank 15, Throne Room from the base set. Throne Room is probably the winner of this year in this list. It's 8 ranks and 11 percentage points better than last year, and even the agreement is slightly higher. It was voted 4 times above 90% and only 5 times below 30%. As already mentioned in the procession summary, Throne Room for itself basically does nothing and is highly dependent on other cards on the board, so it's hard to rank. It can be so strong, especially with strong attacks and with terminal card draws too. But nothing is more depressing than drawing Throne Room with no other action card. So you need a high action density and hope to draw it with that card you really want to double. You can also use it as a pseudo village if there's none available and really need one, if you double a cantrip. Throne Room can really be a game changer, especially if you have the luck and draw it with the right cards, but it can also be a huge trap. I don't know why it's rated that much higher this year, but after Hinterlands, Dark Ages again made the engine stronger. Rank 14, Conspirator from Intrigue. Conspirator is another winner of this list. It's 6 percentage points higher and 5 ranks better than last time. It has a small lead over Throne Room of again 0.1 percentage points. But it also lost consensus. Conspirator is so strong, but heavily depends on supporting cards that have to be non-terminal. Cheap action cards like Wishing Well, Pearl Diver or Hamlet that you can pick up in masses, especially with additional buys, are great with Conspirator. You want thin decks with high action density. With that big support, this is basically a grand market just without the additional buy. In all other cases, you have to skip over Conspirator because it's just a terminal silver then. Rank 13, Ironmonger from Dark Ages. Ironmonger is the second best Dark Ages card in this list. It has only 4 votes below 30% and has 5 votes above 90%. Ironmonger is good when the top card is a victory card because you can discard it and draw a new card. In this case, a better laboratory. If you reveal a treasure card, it's also good. Then you have a peddler. If you reveal an action, yeah, it's mediocre because then it's a village. This can be neat when there's no village available, but the question is if you can rely on that. Probably only with heavy trashing. So mostly ironmongers are great as long as you don't have too many, because revealing themselves only let you have a lot of actions. But it's best with dual type cards like Great Hall, Nobles and Harem. Ironmongers are a great addition to most decks that aren't terminal draw big money games. Rank 12 Salvager from Seaside. After a jump of 5 percentage points, Salvager is now the first tier 1 card. It lost 2 ranks, but not that many points. It was only voted 6 times below average, with many votes between 80 and 90%. Salvager is one of the best treasure benefit cards. It's not that great as a starter, but still a good card to pick up early. Later in the game you generally want to trash your best card, so you can trash a gold for an easy province, maybe even for a double province. Then you have a significant lead and can salvage your province for another one, accelerating the game so that your opponent can't come back. Salvager is one of the first cards in this list that is useful on most boards. So thanks again for watching. The last part will come this week. I'm really anticipating your comments on this part of this list. And stay tuned. I appreciate all your feedback. And until next time, bye.